If you can love yourself, it's walking, let's go, huh? If you can love yourself, you can't love nobody else. If you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. If you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. If you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy JJ Loves to Teach. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Teaching Styles with JJ Loves to Teach. We have a dope episode for you guys today. Dope guests coming through. If you haven't checked out the first episode, make sure y'all go do that. And yeah, without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to my coach when it comes to the writing game. Someone who's been dope. Specifically during the years of I want to say 2016 till now, but just been dope last year, winning a couple things, and I'm gonna let him introduce his whole biography. So I'm gonna go ahead and add him to the stage real quick. I want to give him a warm welcome from Black Chakra. What's going on, boss?
Nothing much, brother. I'm doing good. How you?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. It's good to see you. It's good to to have this opportunity to chop it up with you, man. How's life?
Life is good, man. The family is good. The writing is good. Hopefully,
Yeah.
uh, hopefully the memorization can be good soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to memorize all these new pieces, but other than that, everything's great, man. How are you?
That's good. Man, I'm working, I'm working, writing good. Writing is good as well. Trying to have some new pieces out this year. Uh but yeah, man, speaking of new pieces, man, like what is that like for you? We just gonna go straight into this. Well, before we go straight into this, let's do your resume, man. We gotta let people know who you are if they don't already know.
My name is Black Chakra, aka the Battle Poet, aka Nomad Black, aka Chakra 316, aka Cactus Black, aka Chakra Omega, aka the curriculum himself. I am a 2015 Word War Slam champion, 2015 National Rap Slam champion, 2015 Baltimore Poet of the Year, 2016 National Slam champion, 2017 Southern Fried Slam champion, 2018 and Southern Fried Underground champion, 2017, 2018 Texas Grand Slam champion, Southern Fried Slam champion, World War Slam champion, 2017 Baltimore Grand Slam champion, 2019 Connecticut Slam champion. No, that was Cleveland. Sorry. Cleveland Slam champion, 2019 Rust Belt Slam champion, 2019 Slam Mania Slam champion, 2019 Black Warrior Slam champion, 2019. Yeah, I think that's all for 2019. 2020, I did a couple internet slams, won those. I was, wow. 2021 IPS Slam champion, Connecticut Underground Slam champion, Exit 36 Slam champion, 2022 Black Arts Matter Slam champion, Southern Fried Slam champion, Only Slam champion, Baltimore Poet of the Year 2023, Prometheus Slam champion, Baltimore Grand Slam champion 22, 23, 24, 25. Shit. Yeah, about 15 more. In 2025, good God. Oh my Lord. Baltimore Grand Slam champion. San Diego Invitational Slam champion for the second year in a row. So that's 24 and 25. Los Angeles Invitational Fly Poet Classic Slam champion, Slam Madness champion, Blackberry Peach Slam champion, Chachar Slam champion, 24, 25. I have, this, good God, I'm annoyed with myself. Charm City Slam champion, Charm City Philly Slam champion. Yeah, so Connecticut Underground Slam champion, 2025. I did a lot last year, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, and that attests to the work you put in, man. And so, like, I know this episode I want to talk specifically about writer's block, and and how to overcome it. And so I feel like with your resume, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I think that there's nobody better to talk about this because we're talking about somebody who's winning these slams also with different poems. It's not always the same poems and things of that nature. So we're just going to go straight into it, man. When it comes uh, to creative, uh, yeah, I'm just going to call it what it is. When it comes to that writer's block, that creative block, the inability to sit there and write or create something good, how do you overcome those challenges?
Well, tying it into literally what you just said, the inability to create something good, right? And I think that's the problem. When people go to write, it's like it has to be good. When I go to write, I need something written. I need to put something down. I need to begin the process. I don't expect it to be good when the process begins. I expect it to be good when the process is over. I think changing that mindset is the first step to consistently writing. What I call that is dope block. You see, there's no such thing as writer's block, but there are different types of block. Dope block is one of those blocks. What is dope block? You're too concerned with how this is going to sound. You're like, oh, does this sound dope enough? Is this ill? Is this dope? Is this sound good? That doesn't help nobody. Like, you worry about if it sounds good. 0% of nothing doesn't sound like anything. You like, does it sound good? It doesn't sound like anything because it doesn't exist. You didn't write anything. It's not real. And because it's not real, you can't quantify if it sounds good or not because it's not real. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing people gotta get out their heads, whether it's gonna sound good or not, it's gonna sound how it sounds, but it's not gonna sound like anything if you don't just start writing it. Then people have time block, right? You don't make time. No one can make time. Only God can make time. You take time. You got to take it. You got to take time to write. You got to find an hour out of your day, 40 minutes out of your day. You got to just push things aside. Even if you're like, I only got 2 hours to myself. If you really want to do this writing thing, you really want to get it done, you take them 2 hours and you'll bury yourself in your pen or your phone notes or whatever you write on, and you just focus. You stare into it and you give it what it needs to be given. The other thing people have is confidence block. Writing takes a lot of confidence. You have to be confident in what you're writing, right? A lot of people, they write poems and they're like, I don't know if it's this or that. Bro, when I tell you I'd be so excited to write my next poem, I'd be so excited to write my next poem because I know it's something I want to talk about. I know I wrote lines that sound dope. I know I wrote them in a dope manner. Like, that confidence block is getting over that is basically understanding that, like, you need to like what you write. No, sorry. You need to love what you write. You need to love what you write, be happy about writing it, be ridiculously ecstatic and joyful about what you're saying. Even if you're like, well, what do I do if I write things that are painful to write? Well, be proud that you're finally getting this out. Be happy that you're vocalizing these things when so many others can't. It's like, okay, how do I be happy about writing social justice? Like, these horrible things are happening. Be happy that you're taking a stand. Be proud of yourself. Like, bro, like, I promise you, when I go to write a piece, bro, I got these lines in my head. I got these new poems. I'm like, bro, I can't wait till they see this. I'm excited. I'm excited to put the new work on stage. It's a joy for me. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, I think the other thing people have is concept block. Concept block / prompt block, because it's the same thing to me. People are like, what do I write about? You know what you want to write about. You want to write about the same things you always write about. Clearly, you've written about these things multiple times because they're important to you. So you're worried that people are tired of hearing it. You got to find a new way to say it. Ain't nobody tired of nothing. Ain't nobody tired of nothing. Kendrick ain't say nothing that Public Enemy ain't say. He just rap better over better beats with better flows. You got to find a way to say it differently. And that's why people have concept / prompt block. They can't come up with a new concept, so they feel like they can't write. It's like, no, you need prompts. You need prompts. Prompts feed you, but you need prompts tailored to your type of writing, right? For me, because I write social justice pieces, and a lot of my poetry discusses different facets of Blackness. I break down different things to give my audience different understandings of the Black existence. I know that's what I want to write about. If you gave me a prompt, paper towels, that paper towels is going to turn into a prompt about Black people. Because that's what I write about. I write about my experiences, my people, what we're going through. If you tell me, write a poem called Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, it's going to be about Black people, because that's what I write about. That's what I talk about. That's what I'm about. It's called purpose prompting. I bring my purpose to any prompt. If you said Windex, I would find a way to make it about us. That just makes writing so much easier. And then when you want to switch it up, you can switch it up. Feel perfectly free to give yourself new subjects, new things to talk about. However, always remember, frame it in a way. Like, some people think, oh, I'm doing a love poem, I gotta be simple. No, you can do a love poem however you want. Do anything however you want, as long as you have the audience in mind. These are the things that pretend to be writer's block, right? These things are wearing masks and people are calling them writer's block. It's like, no. It's confidence block. It's time block. It's dope block. It's concept block / prompt block. There's no such thing as writer's block. These things are just around you, making you think that you can't write. To the point where I'll be having writing sessions with people. And one of the things I'll do is I'll be like walking around while they're writing. I'm like, yes, it sounds like a good line. And they'll look up at me and I'm like, yeah, I know that's exactly what you were thinking. Yep. Is this line good? Yes. It doesn't matter if that line's not good. Keep writing.
Right.
The number one killer of all writers is overthinking. Overthinking is the number one killer of all writers. I've seen people think their way through. I think another one of the reasons why I think I write more than a whole lot of people is because once I think of the concept, yes, there are certain concepts I got to wrap my brain around longer than others. But in that time, there are so many poems to write and memorize. It's like, okay, I'm not writing that one. That don't mean nothing else gets written. That's insane. That's insane. I had a conversation with a younger poet the other day. She's in her 20s. And she's like, yeah, I'm trying to edit this poem to where I want it to be. I said, baby, editing ain't a 3-month process unless it's a movie. Editing should be 2 hours, 3 hours with a poem. With a 3.5-minute poem, a 2.5-minute poem. Yes, your editing should be a 2-hour session. Not 3 hours is a lot. But 2 hours is really normal. But 3 hours is still fine. But yeah, once you're telling me something that's 2.5 minutes long is taking 3 months to edit, throw it away. Throw it away. If you ain't found nothing quality or can't pull quality out of a 2.5-minute piece after 3 months, throw it TF away. Throw it TF away. We don't want it. We don't want it no more. The other thing I'll say when it comes to writer's block is oftentimes, and now that you know about dope block, time block, confidence block, concept / prompt block, I'll tell you one that nobody ever talks about. Community block. Community block. Hard to be a writer when you're not around writers.
Yeah.
I take it to I akin it to the thing gym partners, right? Some people need someone to go to the gym with them. Some people don't have the heart to just wake up every morning and just go to the gym without someone bringing them along with them. It's like, this person holds me accountable. I go in there and I work out because this person makes me do it every day. Writing can be like that for some people. Some people will write 5 or 6 poems and be like, okay, that's it. I wrote these poems. The audience seems to like them. I'm going to keep performing these. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, you have the right to do that. I'm not judging you. I come from hip hop. I know how many new songs that rappers write. I know that someone like Wayne has done 250 mixtape tracks in 1 year. I'm not satisfied with 6 poems, with 7 poems. I have new ideas. I have new things I want to try on stage. I have new types of performances I want to do. And because I consistently want to do these things and execute these things, I'm consistently coming up with ideas and ways to execute these things. So yeah, that's kind of where my brain is. Like, you got to be around community. Sometimes you got to be around people who write. Like I take time to write weekly. Even if it's like I spend 20 minutes texting myself different lines for a poem.
Yeah.
This reminds me, I got to write this one line. I thought of this line earlier.
Say, get it down now before you forget it.
Yeah. I said head trauma, the memory of. I said head trauma. The thought of that'll make you. The thought of that'll make you tear like your dead mama. I don't know where I'm putting that. I don't know where it's going. I'm gonna figure that out.
Yes,
I never know
the
line.
Yes, that's a good line.
And I never know where I'm going to put these things. I just write them down, and when I'm writing a poem, I find a place if it can fit, if it can, if it can, and it can't. Certain lines I think of, I'm like, oh yeah, that's for this poem. Like I'm writing an ice disc right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's gonna be good. Well, hopefully it's good.
Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna. I already got this. I already wrote this one line. Throw ice out the window. I'm Suge Knight. That shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna have fun spitting that poem. Yeah. I'm gonna have fun spitting that poem.
Do you feel like because I do want to kind of transition a little bit with what you were talking about, but before we get there, do you feel like when you read lines that helps with editing, like that whole process? Like let's say like you're going through a piece in that 2-hour session, you're editing. Sometimes what sounds good when you read it might not sound good when you say it out loud. And that helps with editing.
Absolutely. For spoken word artists, specifically rappers as well, I think rappers fall into this narrative as well. If you're editing, rappers don't edit like that, but they should. I don't trust a rapper who don't edit, but it's okay. But spoken word artists, rappers specifically, because these things are going to be vocalized and said, and especially like people who rhyme like myself, where these things are going to be said rhythmically. It's extremely important to say them out loud, because you might have wrote and you'd be like, damn, I got a good piece here. And then you go say it out loud. It's like, man, that word needs to go. That word needs to go. And then you realized, hey, I'm marking up half of my poem. Yeah, that's what an edit would have done. You'd have took all that out. Read through it, right? That the editing process, clip, loosen, erase, add, make it neat. It's called clean. That's the editing process I came up with. First, you clip all the transitional phrases, the for and nors, but ors, yet so's, the fanboys, all that. Because for the love, no, you could just be like, the love.
Yeah.
That I felt for her. Yeah. And she was, with the and, I loved her. And she was, I loved her. She was amazing. Yeah, you don't gotta, we're not looking for grammatical, we're not perfect grammar. It's not English class, right? So the next, you loosen the language, because it's a spoken word. Wherever your metaphor is way too thick or it takes way too long to get to your point, ill. I was a younger man. He called me the other day to let me hear some of his poems, and I was like, bro, I have no idea what that poem is about, bro. I have no idea what your poem is about. I said, you might want to work on that, sir. And he's all like, what didn't you understand? I'm like, at least this 60 seconds, because it took him time to build up to a punch. And I'm just like, bro, if you can't get to the punch in like 4 seconds, don't do it. You're just wasting perfect writing or performance time where you could be putting other lines. And then erase, CLE, erase. You have to erase, take out stuff. Sometimes we repeat stuff. If you said one line, I love her, and the next line, I have strong feelings for a woman like this, you don't have to do that twice. We got it. Once you said you love her, though, that's literally an example of strong feeling for a woman. Other examples, somebody'd be like, I wanna kill this person. I wanna hurt this person bad. Like, yeah, bro, we get it. You killing them and you hurting them bad are the same thing. So you got to erase all that. Now, once you've clipped, loosened, and erased, what have you done? You have taken a lot out of your poem, which you're like, oh man, this poem was 305 when I started editing. Now it's 205 because I've taken out so much. But now I have so much room to place things in. What do I put in now? This is where you add dopeness. Powerful metaphor, an incredible simile, an amazing rhyme pattern. This is where you add the dopeness. One of my more recent pieces, once I edited, it came out to 205, and I was like, oh no, it came out to like 225. I was like, oh, I have like 25 more seconds to add like crazy dope bars. I said, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. And I sure as hell went into my notebook and I rewrote and added like 3 more bars that I wanted to put in there. Perfection. Now that you've added, now you got to make it neat. You got to read through it. And if you read through it and the read through is clean, you're done. If you feel like something else got to be erased, take it out. You got to add something else, do it. But like, that's how the pieces come to be. Like, people think this shit is an accident. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you just write and a good poem comes out. That happens. I'm not, because I know somebody watching this like, well, I don't do none of that. My poems is hard. Okay. That ain't everybody process.
Yeah.
And I argue that every poem you write ain't hard. It ain't all dope. And it could be better if you take time to edit. Like, bro, during quarantine, editing became my religion. I started worshiping editing. I was like, because I was hearing like, yo, editing is alchemy. You understand? Like, this is my chance to take something that was this good and make it this good. Editing is alchemy, man. It changes you on a chemical level. Like, editing will really do something powerful to your pen. It's an amazing thing. I suggest editing for everybody. Editing is vastly important. Edit. Please, God, edit. And work on the performance. Good God, work on the performance.
Love that, man. Can you so let's go over clean one more time, just slowly. Just put that on camera real quick. Clean.
Clip. C is for clip. Clip out all the transitional phrases, the for, and, nors, but, ors, yet, so's. The fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so's. I'll even throw another one in there. See, people be using that to quell the silence between the lines. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to take that C out. All the transitional phrases can go, and your piece will be way shorter.
Me, bro. Stop talking at me through this video. I'm playing.
Then you loosen up the language. Remember, this is spoken word. People need to understand you. So if your metaphor is too thick, if you're vomiting yesterday's lament all over the cement, and your father must repent for his sins again, that sounds great. But what the hell are you talking? You could have just said vomiting lament. Like my father did his drugs on the cement. See? Loosen up the language. Make it more understandable for the people. Then there's a race. Take some of that stuff you done said over and over again. You made your point, bro. We get it. You hate the police. If you say another line like, shoot a cop, run him over, we get it, bro. You want to harm a police officer. Tell us why. That's the poem we want to hear. Mm-hmm. Now you done taken all these things out. You can add. Now. You can add your dope lines. You can make the poem sound aesthetically pleasing with amazing literature or poetic device placement. And then you make it neat. You read through it. And see if the read through is clean. No stumbles. You can say everything. You've incorporated all the pauses. Clean. That's how we do it.
Love it, man. So I love this. I love like all we talked about. I didn't write none of this down, but I mean, let me just say this, my brother, and this is me talking to you as a student of poetry and not as a friend. When the way you talk about poetry and the way you kind of shape the when you caught even when you called yourself the curriculum at that point, like the way you talk about it is very, very engaging, and that's not me talking to you as a friend. That's me talking to you as somebody who's a student of the poetry game and the student of all this. Like that, I didn't write none of that down, but I remembered most of it. Like and so like even like when you're talking about writer's block, like the 4 different types of blocks that we really have, and it's not really a writer's block, but it's really a dope block because people don't want to write stuff that everybody wants to write something that's fire immediately, and they don't look at the editing part of it, right? And like you have to edit pieces before you can get that. You need to write out what the poem is about first, and then come back to it.
Right.
Then you said the timing block, which I love too, because a lot of people don't take time to sit there to write a poem. They like, all right, I noticed this when and this is not to throw anybody under the bus, but when we were doing the 30 for 30 in April last year, writing poems on one day a week, one day a month, and we were getting prompts, and people were just like, all right, cool, I got my prompt, and I'm noticing like 10 minutes later, people already have poems written. I'm like, what the hell? It is like, it's like, yeah, and like, and they're probably not even going back to them, but I'm like, okay, so we got a time block because we're not specifically putting time in place where we're able to actually write quality pieces and going back to those pieces. And then you talked about concept block, and then that's the prompt block too, right? The concept block one.
Yep.
Which I love that one for sure. I think that many of us need more prompts a lot, especially and not to throw shade at anybody, but as a love poet, you know what I'm saying, I could definitely benefit from some prompts every once in a while, because
Right.
Love poems are probably the most used literature today.
Absolutely. No form of literature has more additions to it than love poems. There are 10,000 love poems for every one graphic novel. There are 10,000 love poems for every one sci-fi novel.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing on earth has been written more than love poems. Nothing. And as a matter of fact, once you start thinking that all the love songs you've heard are just love poems as well, yeah, it's a Googleplex of love poems. Yeah. Love poems have been written more than anything else, more than any form of literature on earth.
And then the fourth block, what did we talk about? We said time block, dope block, concept prompt block, and
confidence block.
Confidence block, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Should that line go in that poem? Yes, it should. For now. Should definitely go ahead and go in that poem. That's a great line.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I love it.
Like that, that to me, like, bro, like just having the goddamn confidence in yourself, just sit, because like sometimes I really think poets fail to see how good their pen is. And it's easier on my side, right? I'm a firebender. Because I'm a firebender, how dope my pen is what I sell when I'm up there. That's my selling point, bro. Like that's my steez. But when you talk about other poets like waterbenders, they're not thinking about how dope this sounds. They're thinking about how emotional this is for them. Like, yo, I've seen waterbenders write. They be crying while writing. This shit is an emotional thing for them. I'm not saying it's not emotional for me too, but it's nowhere near as emotional as it is for them. I'm like, yo, I'm about to connect the words to the words. I put the emotion in afterwards. That's my job. I got to throw the emotion in there when I'm done. Because I'm focused on the bars. I'm focused on the rhythms, the lyricality of it. Those are the things that I covet. And I love it.
Speaking of fire, there was a rhyme scheme right there. Covet. I love it. Yo, let's take a little break for a little bit, man. If we were talking about favorite movie genres, give me your top 3.
Oh, that was a good question. I just want you to know that was starting off swinging for the fences. Ooh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Top 3 movie genres.
Horror. Love horror movies. Big horror movie fans. It's so funny because I think people are just recently, maybe in the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, starting to realize how big of a horror movie fan I am. Yeah. I was talking to one of my best friends who's known me for years. He's like, "Dang, that's crazy. You've always been like a big horror movie fan." I said, "Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people knew that because people look at horror movie fans really weird. I don't give a fuck. I love me some. I'm wearing a Terrifier hoodie right now. Well, it's Terrifier and Rhea Ripley. It's both of my loves, horror movies and wrestling. Then I would go westerns.
Okay.
I love Western.
I was not expecting that.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm an old man, bro. I love me some Westerns, bro. But also, like, you gotta understand, like, people think the Western genre is like just cowboy films. Like, nah, man,
Right,
like
right.
Desperado was a Western
Mm-hmm.
with Antonio Banderas, one of my favorite action movies, if the fact one of my favorite movies. Zorro is a Western.
Yeah. No cowboys in that.
Yeah. No Country for Old Men is a Western.
Mm.
Like, right, Westerns got some. Oh my God, one of the most
So
modern Westerns.
how would you classify Western? What would be the definition then that we're giving to Western movies?
Well, one, they usually take place in the West. That's got. Now, here's the thing, right? Shit like Django has everything in a Western, but it's but the West. That's the crazy thing, right? So Django's still a Western because it has all the Western tropes. It has
Okay.
every Western trope ever except for the West, and I think that is magnificent. Like, I'm into that. I think that that's really dope to have every Western trope except for the West.
So
But
location.
it's most location matters. However, time period does not. Time period does not matter.
Okay.
A Western is marked by certain things. One, is there an outlaw? Two, is he on a quest? Right? Three, is there a shootout? Four, is there a saloon? Those things make a Western. Those things make a Western. And yes, many of those movies star cowboys, right? And then there are like dramatic Westerns too, because I like those too. And they're not very much saloon shootouts, but they're often character studies. Like, I love Westerns because they're some of the best character studies ever. My top 5 Westerns were Unforgiven,
Mm-hmm.
Big Country, Django, Desperado, Hell or High Water. No. Django, Tombstone. Definitely.
Hmm.
Tombstone is the most quotable Western movie of all time. I'm your Huckleberry. And 3, so horror, Western, and sci-fi. Specifically sci-fi action. Because I love sci-fi, but I like sci-fi action. Because, like, there's some, I can show you some sci-fi films with no action in them whatsoever. And some of them I dig, most of them I don't. I like sci-fi action. I like Terminator 2. I like Aliens. I like The Abyss. Yes, I just said nothing but James Cameron films. He's the innovator of sci-fi action.
about to ask you. I was about to ask you about Avatar actually, and like, would you?
Avatar 1, I thought was a perfect film. I think it borrows from a lot of films, but that's okay. That's how movies work. That's how life works. Literature borrows from literature. I just watched the trailer for Bridgerton season 4, and they're literally just doing Cinderella. I was like, okay, it's Bridgerton. I'm not complaining. It's still Cinderella. I don't give a fuck. Everybody else did. You know how many times Cinderella, every culture has their own Cinderella story.
Sure.
I wrote my own about a barbarian girl, the Princess of Ash, Cinderella. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll put it out one day when no one cares. But yes, I very much enjoyed the first Avatar movie. Now, does it get a lot of watches out of me? I think I've watched the first Avatar about 15 times.
Okay.
Tops. I just finally watched part 2 the day before part 3 came out.
Yeah.
Which was perfect to do because it felt like I left the world and went right back into it. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and watch this. I was like, all right, watched it. Then went right back into it. I was like, Jesus, it felt like I never left. It was crazy. Because it's such a long movie. It's still in your head for hours when it goes off.
The second one and the third one.
Bro. Now, if I had to give them a score, I give the first movie an A. I give the second movie a B+. I give the third movie a C+.
Okay.
Because Act 3 of the first movie, they're going to have this giant battle in the woods. Act 3 of the second movie, they're going to have this giant battle in the ocean. Act 3 of the third movie, we're going to have this giant battle in the ocean. It's damn near the same fight. It's damn near the same fight. I was like, ain't this called Fire and Ash? Shouldn't y'all be fighting on a volcano in this one or some shit? I don't know, man.
But
Then
sci-fi,
the
okay.
whales. That I
Yeah,
mean, this nigga stole.
they
This
got
nigga stole.
the
Bro stole the
well.
Bible. Bro, like first, let's be real. And I love James Cameron, but he not so good. He can't be critiqued. The first movie is Dances with Wolves
Yes,
and Fern Gully with a little bit of Dune. Dances with Wolves, Fern Gully with a little bit of Dune. That is Avatar 1.
I feel like there's some other tropes they stole from. I feel like
hundreds.
Matrix. Yeah, 100,
bro.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
But I mean, I could definitely see Fern Gully. Yeah.
Okay. With the worship of the tree and them kind of cut deforestation is the message of the movie. Yeah, it's so goddamn. It's Fern Gully, Dune, and Dances with Wolves with a little bit of Matrix. Then part 2. I'm not gonna say that I saw movies it took from directly, but for me personally, I'm like, so the first movie, you introduce us to a tribe who was all about the trees and the earth. This one, you're introducing us to a tribe who's all about the water. The next movie, you're introducing us to a tribe that's all about fire. Sir, if you have an air tribe, them niggas from The Last Airbender need to see you.
They did have an air tribe, bro. There was the nomads that were selling that they were trying to travel with in the Fire and Ash movie. It was spoiler alert for those who never seen Fire and Ash, but yeah, bro. The people that came when they were like, "Hey, we got to leave. We're gonna take the human boy back to whatever." Those people that they left with, that was technically the air tribe, and they killed them all, just like they did in Avatar.
Yep, the Fire Nation killed them all. I'll say that like this. If the next movie is called Avatar, The Last of the Air Tribe, you've got to sue James Cameron. You have got to sue James Cameron because at this point he is stealing in your faces. And I know he robbing them Asians. And then you got all these majority of these damn roles voiced by white people. Oh, I want to fight that nigga. I want to fight him so bad. Then part 3 is the Bible. There's literally a scene where he's about to sacrifice the boy, but the angel stops him.
Yeah.
I was like, then shorty die and come back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, there is no amount of CGI. And I know they're paying millions for it. There is no amount of CGI that will uncreepy Sigourney Weaver as a 14-year-old blue creature. There was no amount of CGI that don't make that look weird, bro. She'd be like, "Mother, wait. Awa, please." I'm like, oh, God, Sigourney Weaver, you're like 66, bro. Ew. You can blue it up all you want. That is Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Ew.
I mean, so for me, I felt like the Avatar, the series as a whole, falls into like the Transformers syndrome. That's what I call it, because the villain of every Transformers movie was the same person, essentially. It was Megatron. It was going to be Megatron. Even when they switched over to from Shia LaBeouf to Mark Wahlberg, it's like, oh, it's Galvatron, but it's just Megatron and Galvatron's body, And it was like with the Avatar series, it's the Colonel, and then he died in the first movie, but we're gonna bring him back as this Avatar dude. Oh, we killed him in the second movie, but we bring him back in the third one. It's the same dude, and I'm like, I've already seen that in Transformers. I'm thinking like this shit, like there was definitely antagonists that they could have, different antagonists they could have had in Way of the Water and Fire and Ash, for sure. Which I mean, they definitely play on, like obviously with Transformers, like with Revenge of the Fallen was obviously the main villain, but Megatron showed up. It was still the antagonist, and so like, yeah. But anyway, I see that, and there was another one I saw. The Batman. Remember the Batman? I'm talking specifically about the Matt Reeves version. The comparison I have between the Batman and Fire and Ash, both very very long movies, both conclude their the side arcs. A lot of the character arcs that happen in the Batman, Matt Reeves Batman, are concluded by the end of the movie. A lot of the character arcs in uh, Fire and Ash are concluded by the end of the movie. However, some characters just didn't need character arcs, bro. Like I'm watching, so you know the whale, but then now the whale went to find his tribe, and then you got the little whale that comes back with all the punctures in them, and it's like we're gonna give that whale the arc because that whale has to kill the guy who's been harpooning them and all that stuff. And I'm like,
One who was
so
clearly dead in part 1, by the way. The one who was the one who was clearly dead in part 2.
part
The
two,
one,
right?
bro, the guy.
With the arm, yeah. Now they just like, oh, he just lost the arm. He's not dead. He just, I'm like, what? The dude was dead, bro.
I was like this when I was in the theater, like,
And I'm
bro,
like,
still alive.
and I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm like, oh, like when I saw it happen, I'm like, oh, the well got their get back. Cool. But did that arc need to happen? Nah. He could have
That
went with
and
it.
I just want you to know, Jake Sully's children annoy the hell out of me. Jake Sully's children annoy the hell out of me. Why is everyone pretending everything's my fault? Because it is. You did get your brother killed. You don't
definitely
listen
got
to
your brother
nothing.
killed.
You don't follow orders. You're a little asshole, bro. The only person who like you is the whale that nobody like. He only like you because he know, bro. Like y'all both annoying, bro. Like wrong brother died. I've been saying that shit from the Dewey Cox story since the second movie. No, wrong kid died.
Wrong
Wrong
brother
kid
died.
died. Wrong brother died. Can't stand that nigga, bro. I ain't seen a kid character I hated this much since Jaden Smith in Day the Earth Stood Still remake.
Yeah.
That little nigga in that movie, I said, why would you write a character this hateable and make him a child? Because I want him to die so bad, but now I feel bad about saying I want him to die. He was so annoying in that movie. I feel like that shit ruined his career. I feel like that movie, it made you hate him every time you saw him. I do. I still hate Jaden Smith. No, I don't hate him for that. Now, After Earth, I have a reason to hate you. You read that script. You're old enough. You read it. You decided to do it anyway. I'm disgusted with you. But disgusted. Right. No, Day to Earth Stood Still remake, bro. I hadn't watched it in a long time. I probably watched it for the first time since it came out in like 2022. I was like, I ain't watched this in so long. Why I didn't watch this? And I'm watching. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot.
Remembered why.
Yep. I want to headbutt that nigga.
So you said sci-fi with the little action.
Yeah, action, sci-fi action.
So
sci-fi action.
what about so would you consider Planet of the Apes in that category? Yes. Okay. So funny story, and then we're gonna get back into writing. By the way, I was watching a video on someone trying to bring those continuities together with because they did the remake with James Franco, and they were showing that those three movies and how like they started in 2012 or something like that. Oh yeah, you got them all. You got them all. And so I was watching a video. I went into this rabbit hole. They were trying to connect all the timelines, and they were showing like there's some like discrepancies between the original Planet of the Apes, because they talk about the year. It's like a different year that they give when humanity fell or whatever. But like even like the name of the characters being Bright Eyes and all that stuff. I thought it was cool, man, because I watched the original Planet of the Apes, all of them, but I was so young when they came out, and then like these newer ones were pretty cool.
Bro, I love the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah,
capital L, love these films. I was, as you can see, like I'm a humongous fan of the original series. I'm eventually gonna get this on Blu-ray too. I just want you to know that. And no, I'm not throwing this away. Once I get it on Blu-ray, I'm keeping the DVD version and the Blu-ray version. I love the Planet of the Apes films. I love watching them. I love the character Caesar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Caesar is my man, bro. I loved the original Caesar from Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, which was my favorite before the remakes. I think it went Conquest, then Planet of the Apes, and then Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Battle, then the final, then Part 2. I didn't like Part 2, Planet of the Apes, which was Beneath the Planet of the Apes. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
with
cool,
the humans
but
and stuff or whatever.
yeah. Yep. The ones who clearly had a goddamn nuke and shit. It was great. But yeah, those new ones. I remember I went to the theater. I saw it with my brother when it came out. We went to go see 2 movies that day. I think we saw Planet of the Apes and we saw the Fright Night remake. So then we saw 2 remakes in one day. When I tell you the joy I felt in my heart when he said, "Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape," and Caesar said, "No," and they zoom in on the gorilla, and the gorilla's like this, and everybody in the theater's like this. Oh, it was so good. Oh man, yeah, those remakes. Yo, shout out to the fucking remakes. Now, part two was even better.
Oh yeah, Koba. They were giving Koba his character.
Yeah, and then Koba.
The character arc of Koba was amazing, bro.
Incredible. Human work. That shit was hard. Me and my homies, I would go see it with like 6 of my friends. We still have like parties where we get together and just watch that movie. Yeah. Especially that scene where the one ape was like, put the gun down, was like, I don't want to kill. And Koba was like, and then dragged that nigga up the stairs and threw him over. Koba was like, all right, so Koba had that dog. War, bro. That nigga said, all right, yo, you don't want to kill nobody. I feel you, bro. Come here, nigga. Who was ass over the balcony? Y'all get no choice. Koba, run. He's not dead.
Human work.
That shit hard. Human work. That's not, bro. That they ate on that, bro. They ate on that, bro. Yeah. They ate on the movies, bro.
I definitely love the remakes, bro. But yeah, I definitely the first Planet of the Apes, and was it Escape from the Planet of the Apes? Was that the third one?
Yep.
Escape. Yeah, no, that one I love that one too, man. Like, and then the whole them going back in time and trying to prevent it, and then you see like humans still falling into the same trap. Like it was crazy, bro. I enjoyed it. But yeah, no, that's cool. So you said your top 3 genres were horror,
Western,
and then
sci-fi, but specifically sci-fi action.
So, because now I'm trying to
like Terminator 2, Aliens, The Matrix, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Those are my type of sci-fi films.
Yeah, because now I want to make a pick between.
Oh, but, Jesus!
Now, like, if you had a genre, and we're going off of since 2020, right? And we're talking about these 3 genres since 2020. Can I do that for westerns?
Yeah, it's been some good westerns.
What's some good westerns that've been around since 2020?
I got me thinking.
Just because I want to make this.
Power of the Dog. Wait a minute. Okay, no, okay. Wait, let's get some quality western. Okay, Power of the Dog is whoo. I don't even want to go into Power of the Dog. Just go watch it. Woo. Okay. Power of the Dog. When it was over, I was like, "Oh, I see what y'all did. Y'all not slick. That was great." The Harder They Fall, with Jonathan Majors and the all black cast, and yeah. Oh my God. What's the Killers of the Flower Moon?
Yeah.
That's the one where they eradicate Native Americans.
Oh my God! It like. Those are, and that's crazy. I forgot about that one because that was one of those movies that carried during the writers strike.
Yep. Yeah, like nah, bro. It's been some quality westerns. I
Okay.
ain't gonna front of you. It's
So
been a
if
couple.
you had, if
There was
you,
there was this one. It didn't get a lot of attention. I'm having a hard time thinking of the name right now. There was a musical one that hit Netflix too, full of like multiple stories. That one is amazing. If you ever get the Ballad of Buster Scruggs is what that one is called. Um, there's this one amazing one, same actor too, who specifically played the Buster Scruggs story. He played this in this like straight to streaming western where he's like they're trying to get to his house in his home and they can't, and he's just like they don't know that this like he a super badass. Yeah, it's been some quality westerns. This is 2020 has been producing some quality westerns.
because I wanted to ask you if you had between those three genres, you can only pick one from 2020 on. Which genre
Horror.
are you?
Horror.
Okay.
We're in the horror renaissance. Horror movies have not been consistently this good since the 80s. We have not experienced a horror renaissance like this since the 80s. I cannot, but I didn't get to live through the 80s. I was born in 89. But as you can tell, I'm a big 80s horror fan. Like for me, 80s is the golden era of horror, bro. The platinum era, bro. Like some of the greatest. I mean, in one decade, bro, you got Jason, Freddy, Hellraiser, and Chucky. That's all the 80s.
Yeah.
Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, Chucky, all 80s, bro. Like, oh my God, John Carpenter started in 78 with Halloween, but then he quickly follows up with The Thing, Halloween 2, Halloween 3. Like, nah, bro, The Fog, bro, nah, bro, the 80s, bro, Christine, nah, bro, yeah, yo, the 80s, yo, is a magnificent time to be a horror movie fan. Like, I wish I could have been like, 15 in 1980 and just lived through going to the theaters to see all that. That would have been the greatest experience ever. But I'm experiencing the 2020s, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be on some compilation video in 2035, 2032, when they're talking about what it was like in the 2020s through this horror renaissance. Bro, yeah, the 2020s for horror. I mean, first of all, the new icon, Art the Clown, he's our biggest horror icon since what? Ghostface? I think Ghostface was the real, because like Jeepers Creepers was good, but he never became an icon. He's just, I mean, people who like horror movies like Jeepers Creepers, but he never became an icon. This is an icon now. We got Art the Clown, Terrifier 2 and 3, both 2020s. Oh my God, 2024? 2024?
Yeah. 2024 was
The
that year.
Omen?
Yeah.
Yo, the Omen prequel? Thanksgiving?
Was it that
Thanksgiving
Smile? Was it Smile 2?
Smile 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Nosferatu. Yeah, 2024 had the Substance.
Yeah.
2024 didn't take no shit. We've gotten the Scream resurgence in the 2020s. Yeah, the 2020s has been really good for horror. This has been one, and then the horror television shows that have come out, like the Outfall, the House of Usher, Midnight Mass. Oh my Lord. Oh, Midnight Mass. Welcome to Derry.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm about to watch that, so don't spoil it for me. I'm gonna watch that one.
The 2020s has been we about to get Clayface this year, bro. They making a Clayface movie and it's a horror film, bro. Movie, Bro, I just want you to know superhero horror is a genre. Like, let's just say if I had my film degree, potential, sure. Bro, like think about it, bro. The Crow, superhero horror, Constantine, superhero horror, bro. Like these are great films. Swamp Thing, 30 Days of Night, bro. Superhero 30 Days of Night was a graphic novel first, bro. Like superhero horror is an amazing genre. They made that hour-long film, Werewolf by Night. They made that hour-long special for Disney Plus, and I was blown TF away. I was like, yo, y'all really did it. Y'all have made a quality Werewolf by Night film and it only took y'all an hour. Can we please get a follow-up? Can we please, God, get a follow-up? And they won't give us one. But also they had a chance with Multiverse of Madness to go full horror, man. You had to direct, the end of the movie turned into Evil Dead 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the theaters like, I said, yo, is Doctor Strange a Deadite right now?
Oh yeah,
Like,
with the eye thing, yeah.
Nah, not even that part. I'm talking about when he goes to dreamwalk, but he don't got no living part of him he can dreamwalk into that world. So he has to dreamwalk to the corpse of the other person.
Yeah.
Dreamwalking in a corpse.
Look at this, man. We just give you ideas, bro.
Yeah, man. I was in the theater. That's the only part of that movie I liked. The only part I didn't like that movie, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. The only part of the movie that I liked was Doctor Strange coming back as a corpse and basically being an all-powerful Deadite. I said this is by the same director of Evil Dead, Sam Raimi. He also directed Darkman, which is one of the greatest superhero horrors ever. And I said, did this nigga just make Evil Dead 4 on us? Because I feel like we watching Evil Dead 4, and that from then on the movie was enjoyable.
The main character from Evil Dead was in that movie, right?
Yep, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah,
Bruce Campbell appeared in that.
Okay.
He appeared in all the Spider-Man movies because Sam Raimi directed the original 3 Spider-Mans as well.
Yeah.
Yep. He that man's amazing. This year we got
like
Evil Dead Burn
either, but it was just for reasons involving Wanda. Which I don't know if Sam Raimi is 100% responsible for, so I'm not gonna put that on him. But yeah,
the writers of the film they did not watch. They said it. They said they wrote the film before they watched WandaVision.
Yeah, and the arc of WandaVision was cool. I felt like her arc concluded with that, and this just felt like she learned nothing from what she did, bro. Like it's like
it was like
just
here's
do that.
Right, here's an alley-oop. Clearly make Mephisto the villain, and they were like, "No, Wanda."
Yeah.
Why? When you could have clearly just made Mephisto the villain, they said no, Wanda. I'm like, all right, that was weird.
I'm excited to see what they do with Mephisto on that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Ironheart, but I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with Mephisto. I mean, we get some introductions, some new characters.
I'm excited for Mephisto. I did not like that Ironheart show. She gonna say, "Would Tony Stark be Tony Stark if he didn't have $1 billion?" Yes. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Remember? He was in a cave with a bunch of scraps. He built an arc reactor in a cave with a bunch of bomb scraps. Yes, Tony Stark would. Part three, my man end up in the middle of nowhere at some random kid's goddamn garage and makes a makeshift Iron Man suit in the garage. Sorry, baby. There's a big difference between when she said that line. I was like, what dumbass writer wrote her to say this? Yes, Tony Stark is more than his money. Tony Stark was a G, shorty. Tony Stark could come to my goddamn basement right now and make an Iron Man suit. Like, stop playing with Tony Stark. But that's not the only reason I hated the show. I thought it was like poorly paced, terribly written, and I just didn't like it. I do not want to see Ironheart go against magic niggas. I don't know what was I watching? That Echo was ass. I think Agatha All Along was barely watchable. Yeah, 2020s was really great for horror and has been really rough on the superhero genre, bro.
Well, the only reason why I brought that up was just because I think that combo, right, the superhero horror genre, I think it has some potential. I think that there's potential there with. I mean, we'll see what happens with Clayface. Let's see if James Gunn's side of things can match that potential with Swamp Thing. Hopefully,
You got James Mangold. You got James Mangold making Swamp Thing. The director of Logan is making Swamp Thing, bro. I got confidence, bro. I'm not quite sure who the director of Clayface is. I need to look that up. But I'm really excited. Bro, I tell you, I'm thoroughly excited. Like, I'm so ready. There are so like, I heard Sebastian Stan is going to be in the next Batman film, and niggas is saying he's going to play Harvey Dent, and I'm sick to my stomach, bro.
Sebastian Stan?
Yeah, the one who played the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's Harvey Dent.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying he's going to play Harvey Dent, and I do not like it. I do not like it. Scarlett Johansson is in the movie as well. Scarlett Johansson's been cast in the next Batman movie, and niggas
This
saying
is
she
this
not
is this is not Brave and Bold. This is the Batman 2. So the Elseworlds
and
Batman. Okay.
right, like now, what a lot of people are speculating. People are speculating that she gonna play the Phantasm, and I said if Matt Reeves does a live action Mask of the Phantasm,
You're
I
spending
am
your
going
money.
to, bro. I'm gonna go see it 16 times. I'm gonna go see it 16 times.
Even
I
if
love
it's 4 hours long?
What do I care? Come on, man.
So is he gonna adopt the long Halloween?
He kind of already did. The Batman kind of is the long Halloween.
Yeah. Part 1.
Part one. A lot of people wanted to do Hush.
I mean, I would like if they're gonna use characters like Phantasm, Hush. I want to see that in the DCU proper, like, because I do not want to see another Joker. I do not want to see another. Shoot, I don't even want to see another Scarecrow.
Me neither, bro.
I mean, I want I want less grounded villains, like less,
Right,
villains that are easy to do. Like Bane is easy to do. Like if you can give me somebody
this is what they don't understand. And I want to sit down with Matt Reeves and talk to all these people about this. Listen, what makes Batman special is that he is the human in the world full of metahumans, and he kicks just as much metahuman ass as the metahumans. But y'all keep putting him against real people. It's starting to get boring. It was great because when Nolan did it, it was like, yo, superhero movies go this way. We going to go this way. I fuck with it. It was a good move. I hadn't seen enough of that. I want Batman versus Clayface. I want Batman versus Man-Bat versus werewolves. Like these are people that Batman fights. He fights werewolves and creatures. Right. I want Batman versus a better version of Killer Croc than what we got in Suicide Squad. That was disturbing. That was just how at this point I'd take him versus Condiment King. I don't want to see another Joker. I'm good on Jokers, bro. I'm so good on Joker. I've really been good on Joker since Heath Ledger did it. But then we ended up getting 2 more, and I'm just like, I don't want it. And then at the end of the Batman, they teased another one. I said, please, no more Joker. I got Joker fatigue, bro. I'm good. We get it. He's the greatest Batman villain ever. I want someone else. Please, God, Batman has a rogues gallery that's incredible.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching Batman the animated series. I've been re-binging that, bro. Come on. There's so many good villains. You can just have a movie where Batman go against ninjas.
Yeah.
You can make that
that's literally a movie. Oh, speaking of, bro, did you see Aztec Batman yet? It just came out on.
No, how was it?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go watch it now. I just finished Smallville. I just started that in October. So I binged that again, man. Dog, it brought up all the feels, bro. Lana. Lex an asshole, bro. What he did with Lana.
Lex is a douche, bro. We used to have a small bill.
Because I used to argue with people about who was the worst villain between Lionel and Lex, right? Because Lionel did some fucked up. He did some effed up shit, bro.
Bow.
Effed up shit. And then like they gave him that redemption arc. The original Lionel dies, right? Then you get the Lionel from the Mirrorverse who comes over, and he's diabolical. I'm like, yeah, easily beats Lex. Then you watch it again. I'm like, yeah, because the Lionel from the Mirrorverse beats Lex in any verse. But then I watch it again and I see this dude faked a pregnancy, bro. Faked the pregnancy. Put this shorty on pills that stopped her menstrual cycle, bro. And then stop giving her the pills. Stop giving her the pills. She thought she had a miscarriage, bro.
Lex
ain't nobody more evil than that, bro. You can't get more evil than that, bro. You stopped this girl from leaving you by saying she was pregnant, bro.
The Lexmas episode where he get visited by the ghost of his mother, and she said, "This is what your life could be if you just stop doing this." He's like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna be poor. I can't save nobody." And she like, "Yeah, that's gonna hurt, but like you gonna live a good life." He like, "Nah, I'd rather be rich." That nigga Lex Luthor is a goon, bro. Clark, you don't understand. Smallville has to be run a certain way. My father, he's not gonna play this game fair. Like God, yo, Michael Rosenberg,
Yeah,
he
bro.
bought, bro.
Dude
He
said,
bodied that shit.
I wasn't mad that you were the chosen one. I was mad because you didn't embrace it. I was like, what? I mean, this is what made Lex the best Lex, bro. And then like now you got this new kid from the Superman movie that came out, who's amazing, by the way. I'm like, give him a second movie, bro. I might put him over Michael Rosenbaum. But I'm like,
because and here's the thing, right? A lot of people were like, and this is a conversation I've had amongst a lot of nerds, and they're like, he's played him one time. Why are we putting him up there with Michael Rosenberg? And people are like, I feel it. I just don't know why. And I said, because we were watching Michael Rosenberg as the guy who was going to become Lex Luthor. As he started actualizing, we never seen his final form as evil Lex Luthor. No. This guy is evil Lex Luthor. That speech he gave about what his jealousy of Superman. Oh my
amazing, bro. God. Like, yes, I'm definitely putting him up there with Michael Rosenbaum. I mean, yeah, like for me, he depending on the time of day, it might be like this.
Facts.
For sure. But I'm like, yeah, give him a second movie, bro. Let me see what he can do. He might be up there. Because I mean, like I said, nothing's worse than you hating your friend so much. You hated your friend so much that when he finally got the girl, you were like, and then he broke up with her because he didn't want to tell her the secret. And you like, I would never lie to you, Lana. And then the first thing you do is lie to Lana. Because you over here hauling off kryptonite and doing experiments on niggas and trying to start a super army of metahumans. And then
you got the niggas in Belle Reve heated.
Yo, then you was like, I'm about to marry you, shorty. And I'm gonna make you fake a pregnancy. Yo, shorty thought she was pregnant, bro. That's the only reason why she said yes. And then the doctor that he paid off was like, yo, I'm about to go public with what you made me do, bro. He killed the doctor and then still married shorty.
Yeah, Smallville Lex is a type of evil, bro, that. And then what I loved, we got 10 seasons to watch him just get worse.
Yes. And see, that's the difference. That's the difference. Like you can't, like it's hard to compare a movie version, but that Superman movie, bro, I watched this dude said they like, yo, when they got the interdimensional rift is like ripping through the town and stuff, they're like, we're starting to come up on people. Yo goes, they chose him. He was like, let me know when they get to a city that I actually care about. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, bro. What? Lex is diabolical. Right. 1A.
Evil.
1A. Bro cried when they were like, they're out there cheering Superman, bro. Tears coming down his face. I'm like, this is amazing. What are y'all talking about? He's not up there with Michael Rosenbaum?
Nicholas Holtz put on a performance like he was going to get an Oscar for this. I said, that nigga is giving you Oscar-level acting for Lex Luthor, and I love it because if any character deserves Oscar-level acting, it is fucking Lex Luthor. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was incredible. I was blown away by that Superman movie. I was blown away by his performance. Yeah. Smallville, one of my favorite shows of all time. My top 5 favorite shows of all time. Yeah. My number 1 favorite show of all time is Buffy, of course.
Vampire Slayer. Then, I love that.
Oh yeah, Buffy Vampire Slayer.
Shout out to WB for the quality programming.
Shout out to WB
for the quality programming that they had at their time, bro. And I know they did that little merger with UPN, but yo, shout out to WB, bro.
Shout out to WB. Shout out to CW. The niggas was rocking, bro. That was an era, bro. They had an era, bro. My number 2 is Game of Thrones. Number 3 is Breaking Bad. Number 4 is Angel. Number 5 is Smallville. Yeah, those are my top 5 favorite shows of all time, bro.
Hey man, you put a spinoff in your top 5? It was like
Bro,
that, huh? It was like that.
Angel, bro. Bro, listen, as a nigga who loved Buffy, I can tell you, people always ask me, but don't you think Angel's a better show? Angel's most certainly a better show than Buffy. But I'll tell you the difference. There wouldn't be no fucking Angel without Buffy. So Buffy number 1, because we got Angel because of this. So, but Angel, like Buffy season, I tell people like this. Buffy season 1 is rough, bro. Buffy season 1 is like watching Goosebumps with the same characters. It's Goosebumps, but it's just got the same characters every episode. It's just a slightly scarier Goosebumps. It's season 1's cool. It don't really get cooked until season 2. Buffy season 2, once Angel go evil, that's when you get quality television. And they introduce Spike. I'm talking about some of the greatest characters ever in television history. And then by the time we get to his show, we on Buffy season 4. Buffy season 4 is the same year as Angel season 1. And there's crossover episodes, stuff like that. You're talking about writers who get what they're doing now, self-actualized. Majority of the characters on Angel come from Buffy. So you're talking about characters we've already developed. That's why I'm like, you gotta give it to Buffy, because it's like Angel's half their characters were developed on another show.
Yeah. It's
like the only reason y'all can do things, you're accelerated. You could do things so fast because your first 3 seasons were someone else's show. And it's they hit the ground running. Like, I think Buffy is about growing up. It's a show about growing up. Now, granted, there's vampires and monsters of the week and all kinds of stuff like that, but it's about a girl who's growing up, and being a teenager is hard enough. And like, the monsters serve as metaphors for some of the things we have to face it while we're coming into puberty, and some of the things we're growing up, stuff like that. The whole arc that her having sex with Angel is how he becomes evil. And it's like, damn, you sleep with somebody, you lost your virginity, and it changed the person. Like, this is genius level writing to me. It's about growing up. And at the end of season 7, the show, there could be no more Buffy because she's grown. She has fully accepted who she is. She is not questioning or trying to work at some place or trying to be something she is not. She is the leader that she was always meant to be. She's grown up. There is no, that's why Buffy ended. Buffy grew up. By the time we get to season 7 and all the slayers in the world have been woken and she's the leader of them, the show's over. There's nothing left. The show was about this girl who had to grow up, and we were going to watch her grow up. We did. Angel is about people who need redemption and are willing to fight for it. And that's why people love Angel more, because so many people are the characters from Angel. Every character has a history where Cordelia had a history of being a terrible person. Gunn is hot-headed and got his sister killed. Wesley made terrible decisions as a watcher, specifically the watcher of Faith, the evil slayer. My baby. Oh, I love me some Faith. Oh, Faith. 5x5. But no, every character is a character who was looking for redemption. They've all done something bad, and they've like, our job. And Angel's like, yeah, I know, because I've done a whole lot of bad stuff. Join me. Let's go get redemption. That is an amazing show. Angel is incredible, bro. Angel, man, I'm about to go re-binge it. I've been itching for it, right? I've been itching for a Buffy Angel re-binge recently, because it's been like a year or so. But I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to rewatch Buffy and Angel. It's time for me to get back into my world. I'm getting tired of a lot of new shows, bro. Like, nothing's grabbing me right now. Right, currently I ain't watching nothing new.
Yeah, I've been binging those shows lately too. I'm gonna try to give Wonder Man a watch, just because I know it might not be that good, but unfortunately, man, I like when we got black leads, bro. I gotta support it, bro. That's just me personally, especially when we talk about the superhero film.
Facts. That's true.
Like, so, but I heard, I had to support, because especially when she wasn't getting no love. They don't promote those shows the same way that they promote. Bro, Agatha All Along got hella promotion, bro. Wonder Man got one trailer. And Wonder Man got one trailer.
Facts. Agatha all along was promoted like goddamn Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a nice little Halloween season watch. I
She-Hulk,
thought it
bro.
was
She-Hulk got hella promotion, and they try to move the show off, and they try to erase it from history. But
they
I
retconning
ain't heard they
that
get
show.
anything. I heard they get anything.
Yeah, She-Hulk was terrible, bro. She-Hulk was terrible. I know it's people who like it, and I'm just, God bless you.
But yeah, I know, man. We gotta have you back on here for another episode in the future, bro. But we got
I
a
love
few
the
more
nerd shit.
seconds left. We got a few more seconds left, bro. So before we wrap up, though, I do kind of want to talk about the role of the Black creator in American society today. And what are your thoughts on that?
Every human being has his, her, their own purpose. And your purpose is going to come through in everything you write. Some people believe it's betrayal to dedicate your pen to anything but our liberation. But humanizing is liberation as well, right? A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of writers of the time looked at August Wilson like he was crazy. A lot of them are writing about like plays and poems about liberation and Black empowerment, and he's writing this stuff that's showing Black men as cheaters, and they're like, this is making them see us like this, and he's trying to explain to them this is making us seem more human to them. They see us as human, like, oh, they do that too. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to akin him to Tyler Perry, but like Tyler Perry is not a writer I'm a fan of, but I recognize that there is a genre of Black people who very much relate to his films. And for a very long time, I wasn't one of them. But now that I've lived to see some things, like to see some Tyler Perry plots unfold in real life, I respect it and understand it. So for me, the role of the Black creator is to give a voice to us. What that voice chooses to say, that's when it starts to get interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Spike Lee chose to say something powerful about us. John Singleton chose to say something powerful about us. Ryan Coogler is choosing to say something powerful about us. I think that he's cut from that same class of them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Tyler Perry is just saying something about us. It's something about us. It's still, I'm still thankful.
Yeah,
He's
different
saying this
demographic
thing.
for sure.
Yeah, but like he is still telling our stories.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele is doing an amazing job as an orator of our stories and the horror part. Who's the brother who just the last thing I think that they did The Butler.
Oh,
They did
Lee Daniels.
Yeah, Lee Daniels. I'm not a Lee Daniels fan, but I'm still thankful of some of the stories that Lee Daniels is telling. So their only job.
Did Lee Daniels do Empire?
Yep,
Okay.
he did Empire. Which was season 1 was solid.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 was solid. Season 1 of that show is perfect. I got no complaints. It's just how the rest of the show went that made me disgusted. But even Shonda Rhimes is doing her job.
Yeah.
I think I pride the Black creator with opening the world's eyes to who the Negro is and what our struggles are and their emotions and thoughts. And I just would say, as long as they're giving a voice, that's good. But the caveat I would add is to any Black creator, be careful what voice you're letting them see or hear. Be careful what you're bringing them into. It's okay to have your own voice, but just remember, like I speak from a voice of power and liberation, empowerment and dopeness. If you speak from a voice of humility and forgiveness, I'm not judging you. I just want you to know, like, they're watching, and be very mindful that they're watching, and they'll use you, whether positive or negative. They'll use you as their reason. So that's all I want to say to the Black creator.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. I like when you were talking about specifically like directors and stuff like that. That made me think about this documentary I was watching, and they were talking about in the '90s. Well, this was in the '80s, I believe, '70s and '80s, where they were like, it wasn't the issue that like we had some coonery like characters on screen, but they were like the issue wasn't that interpretation was on screen. It was that was the only interpretation of us on screen, and like they did a big ups to Bill Cosby at the time. Like for showing this different interpretation, and then you get shows in
Facts.
the '90s that kind of built on that, like with Moesha. And just I'm talking about those parent dynamics too. Like yeah,
Facts.
here's households. Family matters. Here's households where you got both parents in the household, or here's a household where there's a single parent and they're trying to raise their kids, and with
I
a sister
appreciate
and stuff like that.
I
No, go ahead.
appreciate Martin. I appreciate Martin so much, so very much, specifically because it was the first sitcom, black sitcom I had ever watched where there wasn't a conventional American job.
Yeah.
The main character is a radio DJ.
Hmm.
Like you think Mr. Huxtable is a doctor, right? Miss Huxtable
Hmm.
is a lawyer. Um,
Was at that time was kind of iconic because it wasn't seen either. With the Huxtables.
Facts. Philip Banks is a judge.
Uh-huh.
There's pastors, judges, and there's so
Police
many
officers.
things where
Carl
police
Winslow.
officers
Yeah.
are Winslow, right? Like there's so many like, oh yeah, this is the American job. And then you see Martin. It's like, nah, I'm an artist, bro. I'm a DJ, and this is how my life is. He don't got a degree enough, and he just thugging it out. And I think I needed to see that when I was a child. I needed to see that black men did other things.
Hmm.
I need to see that black men like, oh no, no, I'm a radio DJ. I have my own place. I have a girlfriend who works in business. I loved that for us. And every time I rewatch Martin, I think about that. I think about like how they exposed us to like you don't have to have the specific American job to make it in America. And Martin was the first show to show me that. And I needed that as a child.
Yeah. So shout out to the creators of Martin.
Shout
But
out.
yeah. But yeah, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on here doing this episode. Again, we gotta have you back, bro. This is kind of like the vision I have for this was to just have a very conversational tone. We just chopping it up. We gonna definitely talk more about writing. I definitely want to have another when I have my episode on double entendres, which is supposed to be this episode of
Oh,
writing. But when we start talking about that later, man, I'm gonna bring you back, and we gonna just do an episode dedicated just for that, bro.
I'm down,
Uh,
bro. I am
yeah.
down.
But listen, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Like for this whole hour, appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all got to hear us talk about some movies and TV shows as well as Writer's Block, man. But we gonna get up out of here again until we see y'all next time. Peace.